Defending champions Plateau United are lost for words after they suffered their first defeat of the Nigerian Professional Football League season following a 1-0 loss to Abia Warriors. Elsewhere, 2016 champions Rangers International beat Heartland 1-0 for their first win. Rivers United edged Kano Pillars 2-1. FC Fayumba defeated Kwara United 2-0. Aqua United recorded a 2-0 win over Yobe Stars. There were also 2-0 wins for Katsina United and Nassau over Eimba and Sunshine Stars. Kanemi Warriors beat MFM FC 3-1. Wiki Tourists beat Niger Tornadoes 1-0, while Lobi Stars remain unbeaten after a 1-0 win over Round FC. Meanwhile, the league management company has identified infrastructure as a major requirement for the advancement of the league. The 2018 season kicked off last week Sunday, and the LMC has asked clubs to ensure their stadiums meet international standards. And to tennis now, Rafa Nadal will retain his world #1 spot. That's regardless of his final placement at the Australian Open after booking his place in the quarterfinals in Melbourne. The 2009 champion survived a 3-hour, 51-minute battle to end the challenge of Diego Schwartzman 6-3, 6-7, 6-3, 6-3. He will face Marin Cilic for a place in the last four. Liberia will have a new president by tomorrow, and that's the former Liberian football star George Weah, who will be sworn in as president after defeating the ruling Unity Party's candidate, the former vice president, who will become the former vice president, Joseph Boakai, in a landslide victory. Mr. Weah will become the 25th president of Liberia, which will mark the first democratic transition of power in the country. The ex-football star succeeds Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, who has ruled Liberia for 12 years. Kadara Ahmed, a Nigerian journalist, now joins us from the Liberian capital, Monrovia, to give us a preview of the inauguration. Hello, Kadara.
Hello, hi, good evening.
Now, give us an idea of what the mood is like as Liberians await the swearing-in of their new president.
Well, among regular folks, there's a lot of excitement. This is the first time in a long time that they feel someone that's like them is in office and therefore would be concerned about their life and perhaps do things that will make life easier for them. You've got people volunteering, cleaning streets, in order to make sure that people who are coming from all over Africa, converging on Monrovia, swearing in tomorrow, meet and very clean capital city. So among regular folks, there's a lot of excitement and a lot of expectations.
What about security? How is that going?
Everything looks fine, to be honest. There's no indication at all of any sort of disturbance. You don't get the sense that there's trouble brewing. In fact, the sense you get is that political parties have accepted that this is now a done deal and they're about to get a new president. So there are no issues there.
Now, Mr. Weah has been talking about extending an olive branch to the opposition. Any fillers from that camp?
Well, he certainly seems to be in conversation with the current president, who by tomorrow, of course, will not be the president. That's Mrs. Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Now, she, of course, was accused by her party from a while ago now for sort of not supporting her vice president and actually indirectly supporting Weah. And as a result of that, as you know, she was actually kicked out of her party. I understand through very strong sources that she is in conversation with Mr. Weah, partly to protect some of her projects, to make sure that he carries on doing some of the things that she's already started and which she believes are important for Liberia. But also, I am told to get some work for some of the people that are in her government and who, again, she believes will continue to do a good job. Now, of course, it's only after he's been sworn in and he begins to form his government that we will know whether these things we're hearing are actually accurate and how many of her people she's able to retain in his government.
Thank you so much, Kadara Ahmed, for giving us update on the situation ahead of the inauguration day in Liberia. To other stories now. Turkish ground troops have crossed into northern Syria as part of Ankara's campaign to rid the border area of Kurdish fighters. Turkish Prime Minister says the aim of the incursion is to establish a 30-kilometer safe zone deep inside Syria. But the Kurdish YPG, a mainly Kurdish militia in Syria, says it has repelled Kurdish troops in Afrin. Turkey's operation, announced on Saturday, risks increasing tensions with the United States, which was supporting the YPG in the fight against the Islamic State jihadists. The YPG is part of a US-backed alliance with a number of ethnic Arab militias called Syrian Democratic Forces. And in Afghanistan, security forces have regained control of a luxury hotel in the capital, Kabul, after it was attacked by 3 gunmen. The country's Interior Ministry says at least 8 people, including all the attackers, were killed, while 6 were injured in the siege. More than 150 people were rescued as well. The gunmen had stormed the Intercontinental Hotel on Saturday evening, shooting at guests and staff and detonating grenades. Special forces arrived on the scene, battled to secure the hotel and rescue the people trapped inside, including 41 foreigners. No group has claimed responsibility for the incident, but the Taliban targeted the Intercontinental Hotel back in 2011. Saturday's siege comes just days after the U.S. Embassy in Kabul issued a warning about hotels in the city. And the main news again. 3 people have been killed in the early hours of today when gunmen suspected to be herdsmen struck the Adamawa village of Kinkon in Numan local government area. Also today, organized labor in Benue State asked for justice for 15 of its members who were killed in the New Year's Day attack by suspected herdsmen. We told you that the umbrella body of Muslims in Nigeria, Jamaatul Nasir Islam, JNI, has called on the federal government to make sure that the perpetrators of the killings in Benue State and other parts of the country are brought to book. And the Turkish ground troops have crossed into northern Syria as part of Ankara's campaign to rid the border area of Kurdish fighters. And that's the news at 10 tonight. Thank you so much for being part of it. I'm Melinda Akinlami.